This video today is going to be about my winter setup, the hammock I use and everything. I will do my best not to cut any out of the actual setting it up and the packing away, so you can see it all in real time and how difficult it really is. So the video may be a little bit longer than usual, but it's the only way I can do it to show you exactly how I do it and exactly how long it takes. So I hope you stick around and watch this video, and I hope you enjoy it. G'day, I'm Clive and welcome to CDP Outdoors. If you can hear me hopping and puffing, I'm climbing up a hill, but there's nobody around, so that's nice. I'm carrying my pack today, and what I've got in there is my shelter and sleep system I use for the winter. And we're out of the Australian summer now. What a lot of people would class as autumn or fall, but there's really only two seasons here. It's hot, or it's bloody hot, but out in the bush at nights the temperature can get down into the minus numbers. That's centigrade. So the sleep system I'm carrying, I trust. I used it last winter and it did me good. And some of you who follow me will know that I've got more than one hammock, is the easiest way to put it. But like I said, the setup I've got in here today, I trust, because it works for me. So a little bit further on, I'll find a couple of trees and I'll go through each of the main items for my shelter and sleep. Here's the hill. I did make it to the top of the hill, but I couldn't find any suitable trees to hang the hammock from. And where there was some nice trees, they've actually fenced it all off and got a nice big padlock on the gate. So I don't know if that's just to help regenerate or if they've sold part of the land. What I'll do is I'll get in contact with the local authority and I'll ask the question. So what I thought I'll do then is I'll head back down to a couple of trees I normally use, which are down near the bottom of the hill. It was worth walking up the larger hill to get up to the top. It's the first time I've done that track. Very steep, out of breath a lot of the way, but it was good practice. I've got a total of about I'd say about 15-16 kilos, so what's that, 35-40 pound-ish. I've added 4 litres of water, so there's 4 kilos. And like I said, I've got my underquilt, my top quilt, my underquilt protector there, my hammock, bug net, tarp, if I didn't say it already, my Helinox Zero chair, my little cook kit, my filming gear, which is altogether about 2.5-3 kilos. So I've got a good bit of weight in the pack to practice with, and my pack alone weighs in, should I say, at 2.9 kilos. So that's 6.5 pounds. So no, it's not an ultralight pack. I just can't get on with those ultralight packs. On me, they feel so uncomfortable. Where I'm carrying this one, yes, it's probably 4 times the weight of some of the ultralight packs the same size, because this is a 52 litre one. But it's so comfortable, it works for me. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't gone ultralights, because I do have ultralight gear, don't get me wrong, but I'll put in my pack and take with me for overnight as a multi-day what makes me comfortable. So yeah, I've got ultralights, but I've also got the heavier, more comfortable gear, and a lot of it that is really comfortable is lightweight. It's like my hammock, the jungle hammock. It's not the lightest, it's not ultralight like a couple I've got, but it's not heavy. Combining that with the DD Superlight bug net and the DD Superlight tarp, I think that whole system probably comes in around the 1.2 kilos weight, which for that setup is good. But like I said, it's not the lightest, but I really do like it, and I really do get on with it, and it works great for me in the winter. I'm just looking to see if there's any trees high up, instead of going all the way down at the moment. There's some nice trees, space nice, but you've got the tracks going straight between them. Let's show you. Put all those trees in there, and there's about 4 tracks just weaving in and out of all those trees, whether they're walkers or cyclists. It's taken away the opportunity of hanging my hammock on a lot of those. We'll take a little walk and have a look. What do you think? Them two there just off the track. There's a small trail. It's probably an animal trail going down the middle looking at it. So yeah, we've got a few overhanging branches, but they all look secure, apart from that one there, which is dead. But I won't be stopping here tonight. Oh, there's another 2 trees there. Let's go down a bit further and have a look at those 2. In there, that one's dead up there, so even just standing under it, I won't attempt it. Let's have a look. As you can see, there's a sort of cycle track just going down there. You can normally tell the difference between the cyclist tracks and the walkers tracks. The walkers tracks are fairly level, like over there, and unfortunately the cyclist tracks, they get cut into a deep V, which is a shame. I think they should make a rule that if you're coming out here on your cycles, you need to come back out and help look after it. This is what you've got to look out for too. It's That's why you don't have your hammock anywhere near dead trees. Look at the base there, it's rotted away. And that does go up a fair bit. So if that does come down and it lands on you, you're going to feel it. My normal 2 trees and the orb spider that was lodging here last time, or the time before, he's vacated, he's moved on. So I'll get my pack off, bring the camera closer, and we'll show you what I carry for my winter shelter and sleep system. Just mind my finger getting off. That's the cleaner one. Got all the scratching down here where the kangaroos have been having a go, and I've got a big nest of ants. So maybe I'll use the dirty one to hang my pack. I'd rather have to clean my pack than take a load of bites. Okay, the first thing I'm going to be putting up is my ridgeline, and this is one I've made out of my paracord. I've added a couple of carabiners on some fussocks, excuse me, a large carabiner on this end, so when I wrap it around a tree I can just lock it on itself. And it's I've got, I think they call a figure, what is it, figure 9 is it? To lock the cord into, just to make it a little bit more easier instead of tying knots. You know what, I left the little figure 9 down the other end. Stay. Never used one of these before. I've got plenty at home, but let's give it a go, see how it works. It looks like we're going to have to bring it to... Let's bring it over there to show you what I think. And I'll bring it back over. How about that? Okay, that's what it is. I don't know if you can see that. So I believe you bring your cord through there first and bring it back on itself, I think. No, that didn't work. There's the instructions. Oh, you bring the whole cord through it. There's the instructions on that side. So going by those instructions, I bring it through there first, take it around the tree, And then I think we pull it to that one, use it as a pulley to tighten it, and then hook it up and hold it in place there. Let's go and see if that's how we do it. Well, whether that's the right way or not, it worked. Let's quickly show you. I brought it through the hole, wrapped it around underneath itself, around the tree, to this one which I used as a pulley. And when it was tight enough, I just hooked it over here, where they've got these little teeth, I'd call them. So it worked. What I might do is, when I get home, is I'll probably go online myself and have a look on YouTube and see how you actually use them properly, see if that was the right way of doing it. Okay, let's pull these prusik knots, one to either end. I've got 5 of them altogether. I've got one there with the small carabiner on, another one here with a small lightweight carabiner, and I've got 3 more prusiks here, just in case I want to hang anything under my tarp. So that means I can hang my lantern off either one of these, or a piece of my clothing, my jacket, a t-shirt, just to let it dry out. Well, let's get the tarp out next. Okay, let's get a couple of pigs. I'm watching these ants down here on the floor. They're not too happy that I'm here. Mind you, they never are, so get off my pack, you bugger. Pigs, my multi-tool with a small hammer on it. It's getting caught up. That's it, got it out. Now in this bottom pouch, or bottom part of my pack, with the tarp in there, the bug net, and I've got my pillow and my hammock, and there's still plenty of room left inside. I have been thinking about just opening it as just the one section without the divider, and we'll see how it works. So let's get it up now. Got people walking by, so I'll do what I can quietly. They'll probably think I'm a mad nutter talking to myself. And they've got a dog, so that's going to most likely come over to say good day. Yep. Hello, pup. Let's put it in a diamond configuration, shall we? Grab the corner. That's that one done. Grab the other corner. Ah, the wind's helping me. Yep, that's the other corner. I think the wind's picking up. Remember, over there. I didn't bring the peg with me. About there. What I'd normally do now is I'd peg that corner or support that corner up on one of my walking poles. I don't think it's sensible to do it today with the wind, so I'll untangle this, which I don't know how I got tangled up, and we'll just throw this corner over to the other side. But this is the DD Superlight, so it does squash down really small. I don't roll it, I don't fold it, I just stuff it in the sack. I do. And my thinking of that is, I think I've said before, is you're not going to have any constant folding in the same line and getting any weak spots, so the tarp is going to last longer. I think the only thing I'll probably have to do with it every year or two, just to be safe, is just give it a spray with a bit of waterproof, and that'll be it. But here we go. I normally have that in porch mode, either with a stick or, like I said, with one of my walking poles. But I'll just flip that over. So, like I said, I normally have the top over the ridgeline to allow to use these prusik knocks to hang stuff underneath. So if it's raining, I can keep it all dry and dry off my gear as best as possible still underneath, and I can also hang a lantern from there too. Still got the cords from last year. I used this paracord last year when I was on the Bibbulmun track and the wind was blowing in the shelter, that I put the tarp up and tied it to the bunks either side with the hammock in the middle. And one night I was sharing the shelter, so the tarp went over and covered the actual bunk itself too, so the person who was sharing the shelter with me stayed nice and warm, cosy and wind free. So next thing to go up will be the tree straps ready for the hammock. And these tree straps I ordered in from a company in America called Dutchwear, which a lot of you might already know. And I bought the ones where it's actually stitched on. So when it wraps around the tree, that goes through there and it holds it nice, and they're made out of titanium. And on a webbing, and I've got some cinch buckles to go on it too, which enables me to make this as small as possible and fit the hammock into smaller spaces in between trees or posts or whatever I'm using. Now I put these straps above the ridge line for the tarp, and that allows for it to hang down and still be close enough to the tarp for shelter and warmth in the winter. Next thing is the Torrid jungle hammock, and I'll put a link down in the I can't remember the name of the box, not the comments one, the one above it, where I bought all these, everything I've got from. I don't get paid, don't have any of these given to me. I bought everything here myself, so all these reviews and what I use is always 100% honest. And if the companies who don't like me being honest, and I find something that's not good about their equipment, then really they need to do something about their equipment. But my opinion, I might not like something that somebody else does, or I might like something that the other person doesn't. So these are all personal opinions, and I do my best to show you whatever I can with all my reviews and my videos, so you can make an informed decision for yourselves. Yeah, my finger's still all bound up and in a splint. Still hurts. That works out well. Let's actually tie this off on either side so it doesn't keep blowing around. Bugger, escaped both. I think I may have lost my stake. That's where it was. Oh well, I'll find it another time, I hope. Bugger. Right, let's get another one. And it's actually got a bright orange bit of cord on it. Okay, back to the hammock. This is the Torrid Jungle hammock. It's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, it's not the heaviest, it's not the lightest. But it works really well for me. And as you can see, I've added a structural ridgeline, being held both ends by a ridgeline carabiner from Dutchware. Added a ridgeline organiser, so for my light, my glasses and my water can go in there at night. And like I said, it's not the biggest, but it is very, very comfortable. Just checking my microphone is working now. Yep, it's working. I can see it transmitting. So a lot of the time in most countries, that will be basically it, and then it's your underquilt, top quilt. But here in Australia, even in the winter, you do get bugs and you get all the mozzies. So the next thing to go on here is the DD Superlight bug net. Now bug nets do allow a bit of breeze through, but at the same time they also hold some of the warmth in. So it's going to make your experience a little bit better in the cold weather. And normally I'll do this with my left hand going through. So this to me is a bit strange, doing it this way. But we can get it done. Cinch this end up. Where am I? Here it is. Pull the hammock through it. And cinch it up. And that's the bug net. installed. It is a bottom entry one, so you have to lift it up and climb in. Yeah, just on this one side we have a little pull buckle or cinch buckle, called different names, different parts of the world. And this cord goes all the way around the bottom, the opening of the bug net. So you just get it to where you want it, and then you just cinch that up, and that hold that closed beneath you when you're laying in there. And I'm talking bugs, there's a mozzie trying to bite me. So for the warmer weather, for example, for times like now, I can get in there. Let's show you how easy it is. Open out the hammock to make sure I'm sitting in the hammock and don't go over it. Normally you take your boots off or your shoes, swing it in, gather this end up to where you want it. And that's the bug net done. That's it. So no bugs are going to get into me. Now laying here, even though the forecast today is 30 degrees centigrade or 90 degrees Fahrenheit, there is a nice cool breeze blowing underneath, which I can feel through the hammock. So if the weather gets colder, to protect you from the cold butt syndrome, you're going to need an underquilt. And the one I have in my pack, which I'm going to go and get now, is the Hammock Gear 20 degree Fahrenheit, which is around the -7 degrees centigrade. And it's got a down filling in it. So weight wise, it's not too heavy. Comfort wise, it's very comfortable. And I haven't done a review on this yet because I've used it last winter and just before winter, and I want to use it again this winter, and then I'll tell you how it went over the 2 winters instead of just opening the packet up and saying this is nice, have a look at it. So I've taken it out of the original stuff sets and put it in these Ultrasil 20 litre from Sea to Summit, waterproof. So, and that seems to be nice because even when it goes in, I have the top open, that'll squash down really small, or I could push it into different gaps and then just roll it up and do it up. So if water ever does get in my pack, my underquilt is still protected. And the bottom one I've got in green for grass. Let's move the bug net out of the way for a moment. I can feel something bit me. So put the underquilt in there. Now there is a foot end and a head end to these. And the head end is where you've got the Hammock Gear label on it. So there's the Hammock Gear label, which tells you that's the head end. I've taken the plastic line things off it and I've just put a small S-biner, one on each end. So I've got the silver one this end, and I believe, if I remember, I've got a black one this end. So the black one's for my feet and the silver end is for my head. Just makes it a little bit easier for me to remember. And when I get to set my shelter up, just makes it slightly quicker for me. So the way I do this, I'll always say the way I do this is because other people may do it different, and you may decide to do it different too. But I'll lay the underquilt in the hammock so it's not dragging on the floor. Uncinch this end of the bug net, which is going to be my head end. Bring the silver carabiner up and just lock it on my whoppie sling. And this tarp doesn't want to play today, does it? Doesn't want to be nice. And do the same this end. Grab the black carabiner, pass it through the cinched end, or you don't even have to pass it through, to be honest. You can just hook it on from the inside. And that's it, hanging. So all you do now is put your hammock in there, and you'll adjust it to suit you. Let's do this back up. So this is still set up from last year. I haven't adjusted anything, so I'm going to get in now. I'm going to have a look and see if I need to adjust it again or if it's still good. Every time you get in here in the evenings, there's a cinch cord with a little pull buckle, I believe, on in the middle somewhere. No, wrong, at the ends. So you'll just cinch them up, give them a tug, and that'll lift it up. It still works. That's still set up from last year and it's perfect. Up over my shoulder, and the foot end is up above and wrapping around my feet. And nice and warm on my back, can't feel any breeze. So normally for the underquilt you'd leave it at that. But with it being winter and a chance of splashing, and the cleaner you can keep your underquilt, the better it's going to perform for you. So this year I bought another underquilt protector from 2QZQ, and it matches my hammock. So I'll drop that in the hammock the same as I did with the underquilt first. Open it up, and I've got the bungee cord here, and I'm just going to hook a bit of bungee cord there into the carabiner, and that'll hold it in place. And there is a line pull or line lock which you can adjust to open and close it, so if you're getting too warm you can open this up, open the end of your under blanket up or underquilt to let some air in to cool you down. Here it comes again. I'm still in here. Okay, let's hook this underneath the bottom part. That's that one done. Now I'm going to do, after I've put this underquilt protector on, take this tarp down. Okay, let's get the other end of the underquilt protector. Now the company who made this make they're underquilt protectors in all different colours. So if you want one or see what else they've got, just go online. And like I said, I'll put a link down in the section below, so you can just go and have a look at their websites. Now, undo this one. It's awkward to get in there. Pull that up, cinch it shut. And I'll just tuck it underneath, put the underquilt inside of there with the hammock. And now your underquilt stroke under blanket is protected. That hurts. That hurts. I keep knocking my finger. And what makes it worse is when I got out of the car the other day, I got it trapped in the door handle. And it went with one almighty crack, so I think it may be dislocated as well as having the cuts from the chainsaw. This is what I was thinking of. Halfway up either side, you've got these little cinch buckles or your pull buckles, which you'll just pull it and that'll lift your underquilt protector up. And one, it'll protect you from any splashes off the ground. It'll protect your underquilt from any side rain coming in, keeping it nice and warm, and it also add warmth to your underquilt and your hammock. So realistically, even though this is rated to be -7, I think with this you might even be able to take it down another 5 degrees centigrade to about -12, which is, what's that, about 15 degrees Fahrenheit. But let's show you. Underquilt protector in that hand. Underquilt, hammock. Do the same on the opposite side, and then get in without rolling straight onto the other side. So there you go. Let's show you from here. The hammock is there, underquilt is there, underquilt protector cinched up, lifts a lot higher, so it's going to protect you more from the rain. And I'll tell you one thing, it's roasting in here. But there you go, the bug net, without even being cinched up too much there. Covers both sides of you, stopping any get in, and then you've got the underquilt protector stopping a lot of the wind, and it's also stopping a lot of the bitey things biting through. And you got your underquilt hammock, and nice and cozy. Like I said, too warm for today. So let's get out. Let's uncinch them. And now the last thing is to something to keep me warm on top. With this setup as it is, you can see there, hammock, a bit of protection, underquilt, a lot of warmth, underquilt protector, extra wind protection and warmth. I see it on both sides, got a little pulley, cinch, tab, buckle, whatever you want to call it. So that alone is going to keep you warm. Like I said, last year that setup, I had one of these, but it was in the woodland camo, but made by the same company, and I was toasty warm. And the other people who were using their tents and their sleeping bags and all the fancy stuff, or not fancy stuff because this is quite fancy, with all their clothes on, the whole lot, said they were cold still, where I wasn't cold at all. I just had a t-shirt on, a light pair of pants, and that was it. I didn't even have my socks on, I didn't have a jumper on. I think on the coldest nights I had a beanie on, because that was the only part sticking out of the top quilt, which I'm going to get out next. So this is a top quilt. It's rated to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which is -7 degrees centigrade, made by Hammock Gear. And I believe, I remember, it's only the 750 down in both of these, which is the economy ones. Again, in a 20 litre Ultrasil stuff sack from Sea to Summit, a waterproof one to keep it protected. So, straight away, that's the head end. No need to look for a tag, because there's, I think I've got an ant in my shirt, it's biting me. A little lock, so when you put it on and you're in the hammock, so it doesn't slip off in the night, it goes around your neck and you just lock it up like that. And on the inside we have another little cinch buckle, or pull line or pull buckle, to cinch it up and gather it up like some of your sleeping bags, so you just left all sealed so you don't lose any of your heat. At this end we've got some buckles, buckles, what am I saying? Little press studs going up. We have another cinch buckle here to close the foot box in. So this can either be used as a blanket, or like this, we've cinched it up, I have. Get the press studs, put them all together. Now, having these press studs, if you're getting too warm in the night, you could just give these a tug with your feet and pull them open. They're nice and firm, so it's going to have to be a fair tug. But now we've cinched them bottom up, and then you've got a foot box, somewhere to put your feet in at night to keep them nice and warm. And then the rest of this will just wrap around you and tuck down your side, over your shoulders. But the way that under hammock or under quilt is set up, that comes up to about here, and on my feet it comes up to about the same distance, and on this side it's about here. Then with this wrapped around me, that's a double insulation there, as well as the other insulations of the hammock, the under quilt protector, and then you got your tarp on top, which is stopping a lot of the wind coming directly at you. So it's nice and toasty and warm. So we'll just throw that in there. Head end up here, foot end down there, and even though this has only been out of the bag a few minutes, and the bottom as well, you can see how much these just puff up. All the down, just the loft just increases with time. So when you get at camp, if you get there early enough, get this all set up, so when it's time for you to get into bed, all this stuff is all nice and ready and all lofted up, and you're going to be toasty and warm within minutes of getting into your hammock. Now the last thing that goes with this, which just tops it all off and finishes it, is another item from Hammock Gear, a small down pillow. Yes, it's small. No, it's not like your pillow at home, but in a hammock, all you really need this for is to sit behind your neck, and it just gives you that cozy, warm, comfortable feeling at night. Because when you're laying in your hammock, you're in the right position for sleeping, and 9 times out of 10 this ends up down beside me and I'm not using it. It's only when it gets really cold I think I have this behind my neck. It just adds that little bit of comfort and toastiness. So there we go, but if you wanted the bug net on the inside of your underquilt protector, that's just simple to do. Let's grab the right cords now. I don't want to undo everything that needs to stay there. This is all we have to do is open it a bit more, make it easier. This time, instead of putting it on the bottom one, I'll put it through the top one. And that will enable me to have that on there and cinch all that up still and keep the bugs out. And the same on the other end. I'll make it easier by uncinching this first. Open it up and do this bottom cord. Drop that down below. And bring that back up, put it through the top S and cinch the end back up. So now the benefit of doing this way is if there is any rain or dirt coming in, it's going to protect your bug net also. And it means you can cinch your bug net from the inside without having to pull this down to get to your bug net. So it's just going to make it a lot easier. So there it is. So that's my winter hammock setup. What I take with me and what I use. And the only thing different, like I said, this year is a new underquilt protector in just a different camo pattern. Where last year I took the woodland camo. So now I've got it all out, I'm going to have to pack it all away and go home. Because I need to put new dressing on this. So underquilt protector first. That's the first thing I can come to. Uncinch that. I shouldn't have undone that, didn't need to. Bug net, uncinch the bug net I will first. Open that up. Give me access to the carabiner to take the underquilt protector off. That's off. With a bit of difficulty with this. That's it. The underquilt was puffed up so much. There's stuff in this come off. There it is. Now I put this underquilt protector, get out. The ants are getting in my pack now. I put that in the bottom of my underquilt bag. again and cinch the end of the bog net without hitting my finger that's all strapped up, and do that. Next thing is just take the S-beaner, which is holding the underquilt in place, and start stuffing that in the pack, the stuff sack. So this is the foot end going in first. Undo the buckle from this end, or the S-beaner, bring that through. So now, with putting the foot end in first, I know that when I pull it out, I've got the head end. So it's good practice to, if you can, always put the foot end first, because then you know which end you've got coming out, and you can just put it straight in place, making your setup a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. Just putting the phone back in my pocket. Now just give it a squash in. Next, top quilt. Again, foot end in first. See how much it's puffed up from when I first got it out. So the best thing about down is it'll compress small. Orb spider. Not happy with me, but off you go. One thing I have just thought about doing, top quilt, I've got my underquilt there with the underquilt protector, I've got my top quilt, I might as well put my pillow in my top quilt. So it's one less thing to have to fit in the pack somewhere else. It can just be compressed down with the top quilt. I've got my Chair Zero in here also. The only problem with this Ultra Sealed, it's so slippy. You can't get a grip of it, but it's going in the pack. On top of that, cook kit. And that's the top bit done. All the rest goes in the bottom section and the pouch on the back. What should we do next? Bog net. Hold that tight. Drag the bog net to the other end. There's the opening, there it is. Like I said, we're not too far away from the highway there, so we are going to get some of the noise of the vehicles, whether we want it or not. Again, I'm not going to fold it, I'm just going to stuff it in. So we're not going to get the same crease over and over again and weaken the same spot over and over again. It's going to spread the creases out each time you do it, hopefully in a different place, enabling it to last longer. And it's a lot easier than keep folding it. So that's in the bottom. Next, the hammock. So here we go. Undo it from the cinch buckles up here. I've got the stuff sack. Oh, I've got itchy nose. Which it comes with. And like I said, this is how I normally do it with this hand, but I'm having to do my best to keep that finger out the way so I don't knock it. And also tuck all this in with the other fingers. Now I haven't slowed this down so you can see how easy it is to pack this setup away. And if I make a mess of anything, you can see that too. So everything in this video, as you've seen, has all been real time. I'm not speeding any of it up. I'm going to do my best not to cut any out of the setups. So I'm not going to say it takes this long to do it when realistically it took longer. Yeah, these ants are going crazy now. I've been here the longer I'm here, the worse they're getting. So it's good that this is a fairly quick setup to get away from them. Where's my cord lock? There it is. Cord lock line pull. The thing that holds the string together, or yeah, bungee cord together, stops it sliding away, keeps it nice and taut and tight. That thing. So that's how small a hammock packs down to itself. I've only got small hands, so it's about the size of my hand. So let's put that in there. I should put my hammer away before I lose it, my multi-tool. I should put it there because I've got to get my peg out, haven't I? I can go away together. Next, take the peg out and take the tarp down. So, put the peg away. Now these ants don't like me at all being here. I still can't see the other stake thing. It's got a bright orange paracord on it, on the end, and I can't bloody see it. So it must have gone with a twang some distance. Okay, let's undo these. Come on, loosen off, thank you. And another ant up my trouser leg, bye to me. Okay then. Again, I'm not going to roll this up or fold it up. It's just going to be stuffed in the sack as it is, and I'll get it out because I want to check all these lines and the line locks and see if it might be better to replace some of them. So here we go, just going to stuff it in. I'll stand this side so the wind's blowing it away from me to make it a little bit easier. Whilst I've been doing this video, there's been a few people walk by And yes, they've looked at me as if I'm gone out because I'm talking to myself. But that's okay. I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you guys and girls. Watching these ants chasing the cord. Cinch that up. Pull the lid over. And shove that in the bag. So that's that, all done. So now the awkward bit, because this finger's not working at the moment, is doing zip up. That one went okay actually, quite surprised. I've been struggling with that. Probably just getting the knack of it, that was nice and easy. Oh good. Do my buckles up. Okay, tree straps. And then next, do it in the same order as much as possible, so I'm not going to forget anything and leave it behind. I have left a set of these on a tree once. Lucky enough, they were in a caravan park my nephew and I went to. He'd come over from the UK to visit, and I had a phone call and they said, you left your straps behind. I don't know what they're for, but you left them behind. So it was 2.5 hours drive to pick them up, so they just put them in a small bag and kept them there until I passed through for work, which was good of them. But since then I've done my best to put things up and take things down in a certain order, or do my best to learn an order to do it, and learn the easiest way for me to do it. Ow! Get out, you little bugger. Tighten that up one side. And now this thing, look at that was easy. Right. Bring all the prusik knots to one end where the carabiner is. And that little line lock thing. Bring it up there too. How easy the carabiner makes it. You can just unclip it and it comes off. Just watching them ants, they're attacking the line. Okay. Okay, there's a couple of young ones by the sounds of it coming down. Sorry about that, the battery just went. And most of that's packing away, hopefully you've got. And I'm just heading back to the car now. So if this is the first video you've seen of mine and you've enjoyed it, please go down below and click on the subscribe button. And click on the notification bell next to that, so you can be notified of all future videos that are coming up. And hit the like button too. And if you're already a subscriber, again, I thank you very much. So until next time, get out there, have some fun, and take care.